Hey everybody, welcome back. Daily trade recap. Basically, with how I perform, absolutely daily recap. I'm gonna start calling them that. We had a couple plays today. One worked out, one didn't, and just kind of holding on to the long-term position still. But we're gonna go over the general market here today, as well as our day trade. So, LASE started the day up yesterday after hours, right? Um, we see earnings, big pop. It's on theme, right? That's nothing new. It's really been about the last week of videos where it's small cap earnings, um, big pop, and it really runs into the close. Well, it dies down a little bit, but holds trend into the open this morning in pre-market. Find some volume at 5 a.m. there, right? You get that 5 a.m. volume. 7 a.m. Eastern, right? I'm not quite on that. I'm on the West Coast, right? So 2 hours back, 5 a.m. for me, 7 Eastern. You're always going to get fresh volume, right? This is where other brokers open up. Like, not everybody's able to trade in these hours. I think, like, for example, Robinhood and many other brokers don't let their clients trade until that 7 a.m. So you see a lot of volume come in. And, we have a little bit more of a run here. And even into open, and again, you'll see even more volume come in at open, right? So when the market first opens, right, at 2 in the morning, my time, which would be, I guess, 4 Eastern, and then again at 5 my time, 7 Eastern, and then finally 7:30, 9:30 Eastern. Those are the three times we look for volume in the morning, right? And then, you get into your daily trend, whatever it happens to be. That's its own thing. So yeah, this had earnings, and that's on theme. They've got revenue growth, which is really good, 317% here. So just kind of watching it. I didn't get in on it yesterday. It's a little bit busy, just like I'm busy today doing this now. And then this morning it was just so aggressive, right? So just eyes on, checking it out, making sure the theme holds. And then next up, we have GXAI, which launches an Art Gen, which is an AI image and video creation platform targeting a multi-billion-dollar market, which is basically already locked up by the big boys. But hey, you know what? Even if you get a small percentage of that market share, good on you, right? Because it's a $13 million company, right? So even a percentage of a percentage, you're doing quite well for yourself. You know, so we like it, and we're a little bit late to it. I've been a little bit late recently, a couple times. I think it was late yesterday too. We see the news pop, right? Then it holds trend. Then we expand, but I notice it's in a gap, right? When we get into the gap and don't break down, right? Holding VWAP here. I hate how that data comes up. This candle here that comes down to VWAP holds and expands upwards. That's basically where we're getting in on this, right? And at this point, we also noticed that it was in the gap, right? So we want to just fill the gap. God, where are we? Oh, like, what is happening? And then on the 1 day, yeah, we have this old gap here that we work on filling, and we actually had the second gap, well, which I forgot to draw over. I probably should have done that. So a couple gaps on the 1 day, right? So we always go to our 1 day chart and we map out, these voids in liquidity, right, or inefficiencies, and then that's always going to translate for us intraday. And that's basically what we're playing here. So we're going to get in with a stop loss underneath the gap, right, off that VWAP hold, and it does break down on us a little bit, right, but it holds the 50, right? We don't get stopped out. And we got our 1-to-1 immediately, like right after we enter, basically. We get our 1-to-1. The 2-to-1 doesn't clear until some time, till after market open, right? And then we get a 3-to-1, 4-to-1, and our beloved 5-to-1. And this is what I love, right? So sometimes it's like, oh, it went to 8-to-1, and I should have scaled out less. So I had some to sell at the top. But here, our 5-to-1 is right at the top. Oh, that is beautiful. Working out in our favor. And it's actually holding after hours, right? We had a reversal in the afternoon. which is awesome. Reclaiming VWAP with a trend retest, and then into after hours a couple pops. So we'll see where this goes tomorrow. Do we get continuation on this? Maybe. 13 million market cap is still itty bitty, but there's going to be new news tomorrow, right? And that can take away the spotlight from this. So we'll have to wait and see. VCIG was our loser today. Man, I liked this news too. So announces a $2 billion partnership secured by a sovereign grade encrypted infrastructure. Sounds great, but it wasn't. LOL. We got obliterated, right? So I'm getting in on this. Right at the top, I guess. This is just bad entry. I liked the news, and I was kind of looking for a play this morning with a stop loss below the swing low on this candle, right? Just looking for a 1-to-1. We get obliterated. And it turned out this was from Malaysia. So like sometimes we don't like to play Asiatic stocks. They typically don't hold their gains well. It's just like a characteristic of them and how they trade. Malaysia, Singapore, China, they have their own trading profile. Now, some of them do trade quite well, but not ones with news, right? Typically, when those types of stocks move, they don't have news. It's just on low relative volume. So we get absolutely wrecked here, and that is a lesson to learn. Check where a stock is from. If it's China and it has news, be careful. PRFX. Now, this blew my mind today. Like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. So first off, PRFX. This is a pharmaceutical company which focuses on reformulation of established therapeutics. An oil-based viscous clear solution that's deposited directly into the surgical wound, right? Yeah. And then today, they come out being accepted into the NVIDIA program for weather forecasting, which is pretty wild. I don't understand it, but it happened. And it's even PainReform. It's like an opioid company. Yeah, expected 50% improvement in weather forecast accuracy through AI-driven technology. But you're like a pharmaceutical company. What is happening? So this confused me quite a bit. With that being said, it's just like they joined the program. It's not like, if anything, NVIDIA would get the price boost because they're going to get, pricing. Like they'll be buying more stuff from NVIDIA, However, in 1 minute, this candle did 115%. And then the second minute, you got up to 136. Isn't that obscene? Off some backwards fluff news that doesn't even make sense. But it had NVIDIA in the headline. Algorithms grab it. Lasers, Linda. And it even breaks new highs. Like, what was this? 160% almost. Insane. Like, and then it bleeds off because, people realize that it makes zero sense. However, it happened, so let's recap it. Kind of crazy. BSLK. Private placement news the other day. We were playing this. Bled off, but, it's kind of showing some volume here today. With some movement here. I mean, 8 to 13 is no joke. Didn't hold, though. It's not holding. So just kind of like watching a couple things today. One nice play, one mishap that we know why. It was an Asiatic stock with news, and we don't like that. We'll try not to do that into the future. As far as the market as a whole, starting to sell off a little bit, right? And we've had such an overextended run that if the market doesn't sell off, I don't know. But with that being said, reverse repos hitting record lows, here again. And that shows confidence in the broader market from some major participants. And they're typically not wrong, right? So Maybe temporary pullback at most, I think, but still needed. With that being said, our long-term portfolio is still chilling. I think our Intel was up. Well, the market was way down this morning, but it was up earlier, 26.50 from our 20.75 ads, right? So, pretty decent there. What was that? We were going to 27, almost 30% at its high today. I would like more. I'd love to fill the gap at 28 or something like. Or maybe I'm on the wrong company. Yeah, no, there's a gap here. We've got a schnashty snap to fill. Excuse me? I don't know. Don't listen to the things I say. But what does this gap go to? 28.70? 28.71? Yeah, so I'd love to really start to scale out near that 28 mark. We're getting close though, right? Like 26.50 is close. But it's I think we could do a little better. Hopefully. I think. Aside from that, we've kind of moved the GameStop videos to their own. They perform so much better than these, which is crazy because this is like the meat and potatoes here. This is how to learn to trade. This is how I trade. It's not just like the daily tinfoil, right? So if you want the GameStop videos, they'll be on their own from now on. And of course, we're going to continue doing both. So thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, drop a like, and subscribe to the channel. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.